Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Friday morning. It is now the 30th day of August, the next to last day of this month. And this is the morning briefing. And as I look out the window from the weather office this morning, it's sunny. There's a little bit of smoke elevated. The sunrise this morning had a little orange glow to it. We are still getting some smoke, elevated smoke. By that, I mean it's up around 10,000 feet or so from the coffee pot fire that's burning down to the south. And I think we'll continue to see some of that because we're going to continue to see the wind direction in the same flow from the south and southeast from that fire. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening this morning. I'm recording relatively early this morning, and so we don't quite have enough sun to fully illuminate the satellite, but what you do see is the extensive marine layer up and down the coast. And it looks pretty impressive, and it is. However, for the next day or so, it's going to have a minimal impact on the valley because the onshore breeze isn't going to be quite robust enough to bring in all of the cool air. 2 days ago, Sacramento hit 102. Yesterday was 98. I think today and tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, will continue to be in that range, upper 90s, maybe some of the warmer spots around 100 degrees. So let's talk a little bit more about the marine layer and talk about just how deep it is. And for that, we'll go to the Fort Ord Profiler. And if you haven't seen this before, what we look for here is we have the warmer air here, you have cooler air here, and you look for the depth. So this is the scale over here. You have going up to 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet, etc. And this is where it was 24 hours ago, and here's where it is now. It's kind of decreasing a little bit. Yesterday it was up around 1,800 feet. This morning down around 1,500 feet. But still, that's some pretty good marine layer, meaning coastal areas. And if you're planning your Labor Day weekend in Bodega Bay or San Francisco or Monterey, you'll find cooler temperatures there, much, much cooler because of the marine layer. But for the valley, it depends on how much wind we get to push that cooler air inland. And so for that, we'll look at the wind. And for that, I like to use CANSAC. So this is what the model shows this afternoon around 5 o'clock. So you take that nice cool air that's over here and you try to push it inland. And here's where it is around 5 o'clock, usually when that onshore breeze, 5 to 8 o'clock, when that onshore breeze peaks. And as you can see, we have some of that onshore wind, certainly into Napa County, Solano County, but just look at how much it weakens between Fairfield and Sacramento. And then you get toward Roseville, there's hardly any breeze, and same thing around Marysville and up toward Chico. You just don't get any cooling breeze. The foothills, same, and maybe a little bit into, let's say, places like Discovery Bay and into Stockton, but farther to the south, really not much. So this afternoon, yes, there'll be a delta breeze, but that won't prevent Sacramento and, let's say, Roseville and Lincoln from being up around 98 to 100 degrees at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Well, let's get into the day on Saturday. This is Saturday at 2 o'clock. It looks a lot like the picture I just showed you. We have the breeze onshore into Solano County, but not much farther inland. Let's skip ahead 3 hours. And Saturday, maybe it's a little bit more extensive, maybe a little bit more, but still, that's not going to be enough to prevent temperatures from reaching the upper 90s once again. Now let's get into the day Sunday because, as I'll show you in a minute, Sunday the pattern begins to change a little bit. This is Sunday afternoon, and as you can see here, this is a much different sort of onshore pattern, stronger into Solano County, Sacramento County. Then you can just trace it going all the way up the valley and all the way up toward the Redding area. Good, strong onshore flow, not just a delta breeze, but we also have synoptic scale winds here. And as you can also see, they're on the east side of the Sierra, the crest of the Sierra as well, as a low will be coming inland. But that will help to push cooler air inland, and that means Sunday afternoon and Monday will be cooler, more comfortable. But cooler is not going to last much longer. So let's take a look at the big picture. And as you can see, we have this ridge that's going to keep the temperatures warm the next few days. And here's that wind out of the south and southeast that I talked about to help continue to drag smoke our way from the coffee pot fire. And then here's the little low that will go by on Sunday afternoon and into the day Monday, helping temperatures to drop down into the upper 80s to low 90s. But as that goes by, we get another kind of messy ridge that comes in. Not the best sort of looking ridge, but it does look as though once we get past Labor Day, we'll see temperatures go above 100 degrees in the valley once again as we get into next week. And some of the models are even suggesting maybe as high as 105. But it will also all depend on little features like this. What day is this? This is next Thursday, Friday. Little system may be going by that could influence the onshore breeze, but that's a pretty small feature, and this is a week out, so we'll see how the models handle that in the future. And then beyond that, we kind of get out into more the fantasy land here. This is out toward, this is the 10th, so this is, almost, it's 10 days out, 11 days out. Big ridge, big trough out here. Some of the models have been more progressive with this low and bringing it closer to the coast, but this pattern would certainly be pretty hot for California. But all of that is out toward the middle part of the month, and we'll see how that plays out over the next couple of days. In the meantime, for our Labor Day weekend, it should be pretty comfortable for outdoor activities. Both today and tomorrow, warm, but not overly hot for this time of year. Like I said, upper 90s to around 100. And then on Sunday and Monday, upper 80s to low 90s as we get more of that onshore breeze, especially during the day on Monday. And the other thing is that in the Sierra, we will not be seeing anything in the way of monsoon moisture, so it doesn't look as though we'll see any afternoon thunderstorms in the Sierra. So for those of you camping in the higher elevations, it also looks as though it's going to be nice and comfortable, but keep in mind that if you're going to be above 5,000 feet, it's getting into the time of year where the overnights get a little chilly, so keep that in mind. So that's everything I've got for you on this Friday morning. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend and make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.